Hey guys. Now about that thing I posted yesterday it was a bit of a joke. But if the Revenantist biofilm doesn't come out on April 7th, that's my excuse. Kale's a big part of the story and the movie and all that, and I'll just blame him on his alcoholism. Stuff happened and he got weird. So, that basically says what happened to everyone else. This vlog is just... There will be no April Fool's jokes in this vlog because I hate April Fool's jokes. Hate them. First one, I woke up, I was going to get some stuff done, and all of a sudden, when my mom knocks on the door saying there were snails in the oven. Apparently, she decided to pull an April Fool's joke and use snails as a version of, and she basically decided April Fool's joke. There are snails in the oven. Truth. Truth. She was using. There are cinnamon buns in the oven, and she was just using she was using basically another word that's cinnamon and buns or whatever. She decided, if you're gonna make an April Fool's joke, might as well make it a good one. But I don't get that. No April Fool's jokes, please. There have been way too many people going around saying that they are going to leave BioTube and then they say, April Fools! I am not doing that. Please, let's just get on with this, please. Now, as for the whole revanchism thing, yeah, that's not gonna happen until the script's done and I get the parts. And so I need to build the mocks that are gonna be in there, because I'm basically gonna build the entire Broken Axles team with a few additions, such as the locations. Basically, this is going to be big. I'm going to have, basically, if it's a year since I've announced it, you know that either A, I've given up on that project, or B, this is big. It'll be big. As in huge. Basically, if Mania Max 1613 did a collaboration with iBionicle, that big. In other news, I'm thinking about the witch hunt setting. If you don't know what that is, it's basically my own little setting in which I create my own characters, have all the ethics and rules and all that. I have werewolves, vampires, you know, whatever I want in there. But I think that I should make it so that there are... we should put it in another world. And I figured out that maybe it should be called, if I'm doing that, it should be called Raven Rook. So that's up in the air. Interesting thing, Ravenwood was actually the name of a spin-off series I wanted to make, which would be shot in Halo Reach, but I don't have that game or the console required. I have to get those supplies, and I have to get voice actors, because I'm not voicing all the characters, especially the main one because she's female. Spoilers! And there's some nasty stuff there, there's this and that. So yeah, I have to work super hard on it in order to get it done. I have to work super hard on everything to get it done. Also, I've been watching reviews of the 4 Rwby trailers, you know, the 4 original Rwby trailers that we saw that got us enthralled and let us down because we thought it'd be stuffed, that we'd be up to our eyeballs and action, but what we got was a sad excuse for an anime, you know, the weirdest sci-fi fantasy setting ever. I say sci-fi fantasy setting because it involves fantastical elements that you expect to see in stuff like Lord of the Rings, but also advanced technologies like the ones you would expect to see from Star Wars. Or Halo or something. Basically, that's my classification for it. Anyone thinking otherwise, and we'll have to talk about that. So, in other news, the whole witch hunt setting is going to be pretty big as far as I'm concerned. It won't just be set around one witch hunter and all his misadventures or whatever. It'll be centered around a whole lot of characters. It won't just be limited to one series of stories called The Witch Hunts. It'll be huge. Not just werewolves and vampires, witches he'll be fighting, but others will be fighting aliens and freaks of silence and all that. Basically, while the witch hunter fights it's supernatural stuff, I have other stuff fighting everything else that I wasn't able to do with him because I don't want him to be a sci-fi series because that's kind of lame. Basically, I want to make an action horror genre. If you don't know what that is, it's basically you got your guns, you got your intense action sequences, your scary stuff, as it were. You got your plot themes. And you got stuff like vampires and werewolves and all that lovely stuff. Also, in the witch hunt setting, I'm going to be expanding on everything. Explain the origins of stuff like vampires and werewolves and witches and all that. Say vampires and werewolves because that's the first things that come to mind. Also, I'm thinking about drawing a picture called Artix versus Rwby. If you don't know what that is, it's basically Artix entertainment characters versus Team Rwby. If I lost you, Artix Entertainment is an independent gaming company that revolutionized the gaming industry by making their games free to play without download or anything. A big RPG without the need for downloading. So you can thank them for that. Because I'm betting some of your favorite games you like to play on the PC are part of the internet. Are made on the internet. You don't need to download, the whole thing. You don't need to They are on the internet and you don't need to download it or put a disc in or whatever. They revolutionized it. And you know how they stay in business? A profits for the additions, like memberships and little games, little other games, like the additions and the toys and all that other stuff they make, like t-shirts. They stay in business off of stuff that would barely keep Star Wars afloat. If they weren't selling movies, instead, if they were giving movies out instead of selling them. That is big. As for Rwby, you know what that is. The its own genre thing. Dude, it's fantasy. It's sci-fi. Two things that we love. You got your trolls, your demons, whatever the heck you want in there. Then you got your high-tech gadgets, like your iPads and your dropships and, all that stuff. It's a sci-fi fantasy series. Can we just please call it that? Sci-fi fantasy anime. It's a bit hyped, but there are like 100 sci-fi fantasy settings out there. And we call Rwby original? It sounds like it may be sounding like I'm bashing Monty Ohm, but really I'm not. It's just not really original to me. Sci-fi fantasy. If you hate me, go ahead! Also, I made a separate channel to have all my stuff. All the stuff that isn't Bionicle related. Called Revanchist. Just type in Revanchist, go. Well, this vlog is getting long, so bye! Wait. Don't feed the drills and see you later, lovelies. Now bye!